I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, amazing people doing incredible things in their business. And there is one thing that I see time and time again, and that is that lots of them, in their magnificent teams, they've got a toxic employee and they absolutely don't know what to do about it. My name's Nick Farrow with Abundance Global. I'm going to walk you through a framework today that'll help you to appreciate the damage that's being done within your business and how you can eliminate that problem very quickly. What we want to do here is kill that monster while it's small. I'm going to draw up a quick framework here. With all of your team members, I want you to plot them out on a scale. And the scale looks something like this. We want to look at each of your team members in terms of the skill that they have for their job. What is their skill level? And give them a ranking from 0 to 10, with 5 being the midpoint here. On the other axis here, we want to rank each of your team members in terms of their attitude. Now sometimes that can be a little difficult or daunting for someone. So another way of looking at attitude is how much joy does it bring you as the entrepreneur by having that person in your team? At the end of the day, you're in business to create a lifestyle and have joy. And if you've got team members that aren't bringing you joy, that's not really what we're about here. So let's map them out again from 0 to 10 on their attitude, or if that's difficult, how much joy they bring you. So let's say you've got a particular team member. Let's call him Bob. Bob is pretty good at what he does. On a scale of 0 to 10, Bob might be a 7, let's say. Let's pop Bob in here at a 7. Then when you think of Bob, and he's been a bit of a problem employee, and he may have been for a while, and the joy factor for you is well down. Bob might be giving you, let's say, about a 3 out of 10 on the joy factor. So we're going to map this out. We'll go, okay, so Bob here, this is Bob. This is where he falls. We can do that for all of your team members. And before long, you'll have a vector plotted out with who you've got here. Now, that's the first step, just knowing where people are. The next step is, well, what are we going to do about it? Well, this is how we look at it. I'm going to start with some of the easy ones. I want you to think about a team member that you have, maybe now, or someone you've had in the past, maybe even a team member that you've worked with in another organisation before you started your own business. And I want you to think of someone who had a really high level of skill. These guys were good operators, but they're also a pleasure to be with. So they were somewhere in the high level of, certainly above 5 on skill level, and likewise with joy. They were fun to be with. So they're plotted up in this category here. What are we going to do with those people? I think you've got the answer already. We are most definitely going to keep those guys. One of the ways we look at that is we want to, in order to keep them, we want to get some golden handcuffs on them. Do whatever it takes to keep them. If we need to pay them some more, if we need to give them a better office, if we need to give them more support in their business, we're going to take efforts to make sure that these good performers, they're going to stay there, and they're going to become the backbone of your team. Now let's flip the switch. What if we've got a team member of yours who has a really ordinary level of skill? They're not particularly good at their job, they don't generate results for you, they don't deliver the outcome that you expect, but at the same time they've got a bit of a crappy attitude. Maybe they're consistently late for work. Maybe they're by the water cooler engaging in a bit of office gossip. Or the politics of the office. Maybe they don't want to listen, or they don't want to be part of a team and collaborate. So let's pop them down in this category here: low skill, low attitude, and joy. What are we going to do with these guys? I think you already know the answer to that. Straight up, these guys we're going to fire. Let's free up their future. Let them go somewhere else where they're perhaps happier and where they've got a better skill set. All right. Now let's look at another category of people, and I think you'll recognise some people that would fit in this area. These people have pretty modest levels of skill. They can probably do the job, but they're not giving you the results that you really want and expect. But on the other hand, they're just a pleasure to have around. They're just really nice. They try hard. they're just good team members and a joy to have around. What do we do with these guys? These guys, we absolutely train. You can train skill, okay? Very important, you can train skill. And if you do it well, before long, you will have moved these guys here into the keep category. And once you get their skill up and they've got that same attitude, bang, lock them in with their golden handcuffs. Now, we've got one other category. This is a tricky one, and this is the one that Bob's in. Just a reminder, Bob gives you on the joy scale, he gives you a score of about 3 out of 10, but he's a pretty good operator. What are we going to do with them? These guys are the monsters in your business. They're the cancers that are actually spreading their poor attitude throughout. And unfortunately, because they have a high level of skill, they often rely on that high level of skill to justify their place in your team. It also makes it hard for you to think, do I get rid of them because the results that they deliver me, I'm going to lose those. You know what? This is a time where you've got to bite the bullet. These people, which may include Bob, we've got to fire them. We've got to get them out of there because those guys are the monsters. Now, I said at the start, we've got to kill this monster while it's small. Time and time again, these businesses I see, they've had Bobs there that have been there for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. There's a company that I'm working with at the moment, they've got some dead wood in their organisation that they're very high performers, but they've been there for 20, 30 years and they've got bad attitudes and it's really difficult to make any changes. Those guys have held the business back for years and years and years, and we have to get rid of them. So I ask you, do you have any Bobs in your team? Who is there right now that you need to recognise as a monster and cut them out of there? Here at Abundance Global, in terms of building a team, what we want you to have is a team absolutely full of high skill, great attitude people that you want to keep working with forever. People that bring you great joy. If you're interested in having a team that brings you joy and provides high levels of results, click the link below. It'll take you to a copy of this and you can map out your full team there and build an amazing culture within your organisation.